I've approached over 1,000 women in the last 10 years, and I can easily say over half of them were rejections. And whilst there've been some solid successes in there too, it's been anything but a smooth journey. Going from being kicked out of a cafe to approaching a woman right in front of her husband, I've experienced every single nightmare approaching scenario a guy can think of. So, in this video, I want to run down the brutally honest truth of, if I could, would I do it all over again? And was it really worth it? Because, to kick things off, I want to first take you back to why I even started doing this in the first place. And that's because 18-year-old me, all the way through into my early 20s, I was just very lonely as a guy. I was really struggling to meet women, struggling to connect. Dating apps, they weren't for me. I never seemed to find any matches on there. And I always felt like I was just better in person. If I could find someone, I'd be able to make it work. And one of the main things that helped me, funnily enough, was videos just like these from other channels at the time showing me that it was possible to go out there and meet women. And I often think back to that guy, that one that was just starting out, the one that was on approach 0 through 10. And if I could send him back like 3 messages, I think it'd probably be this, just to make it so much easier so he's not going through quite the same pain that I went through. And the first one would be, stop trying to convert a no into a yes. I think this is one of the big mistakes that people fall into, a trap of thinking the aim of this, the aim of getting good with approaching, is to get everybody to be interested, which is completely wrong. You don't want to get everybody interested. The skill of approaching is being able to convert the people that are interested into something real. I wasted far too much time text messaging a girl that probably only gave me her number out of a courtesy, or just trying to talk to a girl that was probably never really that interested. Like, she probably told me she had a boyfriend, and then out of politeness, I was there trying to stay in the conversation for like another 20 minutes. When that's not the aim of the game. What we're trying to do here is simply go over and check, are they interested? That's the point of the approach. Secondly, go where you're kind of different. From me, the majority of my success in the early years, it all kind of came from me being somewhere where I wasn't a local. I did a lot of approaching in Bulgaria, in France, and in these countries, when you're learning and you're not quite as, I don't know, smooth with it, you kind of get given a pass if you are from a different country, because people just find you interesting. It's like, oh, what's this British guy doing here? What's he interested in? What does he want? And it just gives you that opportunity for people to engage. It just gives you that bonus little helper to be able to be like, okay, maybe this is normal where he's from, and it just allows for a smoother interaction. Then, thirdly, keep it stupid simple. Too many people go out there with some intense line by line thing of what they need to tick off and what they need to do with approaching, when in reality, you just need to just keep it stupid simple. It's one of my favorite phrases. I came up with it. And it just allows you, all your job is to go over there, offer a compliment, and the way that I'd phrase this is, I'd go over and just say, hi, I thought you looked really awesome and I wanted to introduce myself. Use language that a 10-year-old would understand. Hey, I thought you looked X, cute, fun, smart, whatever. Just some language that a 10-year-old would be able to understand, and introduce yourself. And those are the 3 things I would send back to that guy. But let's get to the real question. The real idea of, was it all worth it? If I could go back, would I go through the hundreds of rejections? Would I go through being stood up over and over again, being ghosted? Was it all worth it? Would I do it all over again? I'd do it in a heartbeat. And it was for 3 core reasons. And the third one I think you're going to love. The first reason why I'd absolutely do all of this again is simply for the fact of the impact it had on the rest of my life, going through that ability to put myself out there, face those rejections, made me so much stronger in every other element of my life. I don't think I'd ever quit my finance job if I hadn't built up the bravery of being a bit more just desensitized to the potential failure. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. It impacts you not just in dating, but everywhere else. Then, secondly, simply put, the impact it had on my relationships. One of the most powerful things about learning the ability to approach is you take back control of your dating life. So when you're in a relationship, you're not making the mistakes I made when I was younger, being needy, wondering, oh my God, like if this girl leaves me, I'll never meet anyone else again. I become a worse partner by thinking like that. You become a better partner when you have that ability to simply be like, hey, I really want this to work, I think you're great, all that kind of thing, but I'm not going to be in a relationship which is just you get everything you want, I'm the guy that just has to accept it and be a simp, because I worked on my ability to meet people. I have that strength and that skill in my locker that should the worst happen, I am going to be able to find someone else. And that was vastly important. And the third one, the final one that I think you're going to love, it's the fact that all of the girlfriends that I've met since being that young kid have been through approach. All the most amazing, most compatible girls that I've met in my life have come from me being able to walk over and simply say hi. And that has just been probably one of the most magical elements of what I did through my 20s, learning the ability to do that. So if you're sat there, you're in that same position, watching videos, hearing that it's kind of possible to actually do this, honestly, I appeal to that side of you that is this desire to become a person that can have control over his dating, because it is worth it. You're gonna face rejection, it's gonna suck at times, but it's a truly beautiful process, and one that I have no regrets for going through whatsoever. So if you want to be a person that can master this skill, get agency over dating, then I recommend you start approaching, and that you check out this video here, because I discuss the key feature to get you going, the number one thing that you have to accomplish at the beginning to make sure you can have those easy, smooth interactions and save yourself a bunch of pain.